It's that time again. We're filming another assignment for SDI. If you want to get a free gun mat, I'd hit them up. Their classes are awesome. I got that one with the first class. So now cutting straight to the topic. Today we are going over hydrographics. If you've never heard of hydrographics, you've probably seen it somewhere, probably on TikTok or Instagram or something. My first time ever seeing it was about 2 years ago. It was on Instagram and this guy was hydro dipping a rim for a car. And today we're gonna be doing a pistol grip for an AR-15. I did a test drive on one of them and it actually came out not too bad, but I'm gonna try to do better this time. Gotta get in the scrounge parts here. There we go. Now the first thing I'm going to be covering is the unpacking of the dip kit that gets sent to you for the class. Considering the camera angle that I'm going to be using, I might as well show you the new additions to my workshop. So for roughly 40 bucks, you can get a pegboard and this cool guy here and a pack that comes with all these pins. And it's pretty handy. In your gunsmithing tools class, you get all these flatheads here and they just come in a box. I didn't really have a place for them, so that's kind of what initiated me to buy something for all this. Back to the topic though. We're gonna be opening this guy. So first things first, you have an instruction manual. I've already broken into this kit. Now, anybody who's new to it, like me, this grip that I tested, this was my first time messing around with hydrographics. So I'm gonna be keeping this guy handy. We'll start with the big stuff. First can here is gonna be your base coat paint. Next up, you have the aerosol activator. And then you have the clear coat, which is the last step. It didn't come like that. I actually dropped the lid earlier. I actually have some materials that I used last time. This doesn't come with the kit. You have these cleaning wipes, scuff pad for preparing your piece that you're going to be finishing, and then a tack cloth. And it comes with a brush if you're doing any touch-up or trying to brush out any spaces that the tack cloth can't reach. Lastly, you have your film strip. Now the print that I was provided with this kit, I actually kind of like it. So I'm actually trying to be kind of scarce with it because I might use it on something bigger, which is why this is the tub I'm going to be using. This tub actually is like the perfect fit for this pistol grip. So anything bigger, if I was using a bigger tub, I'd be making a PVC dam or using tape to contain the film when it's on the water. But when I tested it out with this grip, as soon as I sprayed the aerosol activator on it, it expanded perfectly to the edges of this container. So that's what we're going to be doing again. We've got a wire hanger here. This is what I'm going to be using to hang the grip here. Aside from the tub and the wire hanger, some other materials you might need is masking tape and some scissors. So now that we have our materials ready, we can go ahead and start preparing. One thing I forgot to mention, this kit actually does come with a pair of rubber gloves, but I used them on the first test run, so I have some latex gloves that I'll be using today. And yes, you do want to wear gloves for this because it gets kind of tacky. All right, one thing I forgot to mention about the gloves, right? So your hands have oil, naturally, and we're trying to degrease this and get everything off of it to where the only thing that's left on here is the material that this was made with. So now that we're pretty much finishing up the scuffing process, you can kind of see that the color of the pistol grip itself becomes like a lighter color. That's because we're kind of exfoliating the material and making it a rougher surface so the base coat paint can adhere better. But we still need to clean it with alcohol wipes to really get the rest of the grease out of there. Now, with taping it up, it's pretty straightforward. You basically want to tape the parts that you don't want to have paint on. And with this one, I'm going to be making a little, I'm going to be using the tape to make a point where the hanger can stick through and I can hold it. That's what I did with the first one, and it worked out perfect. So I'm just gonna hang this guy right up there. Perfection. All right, so while the base coat is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and cut my film to the right size. I'm gonna use a lid as a guide. All right, so we got some lukewarm water here, and I'm gonna try to place this here without getting any air bubbles. Let that sit for about 1 minute. The first time I actually just went straight in, so the pattern would be even on both sides, but this time I actually went one side first and then tried dipping the other side, but looks like going in symmetrically is the move. So after rinsing it, looking at the side that I messed up on, I actually kind of like that design more than the intended design on this side. They both look good, but if it was symmetrical, you see some overlap here. That's where I dipped it in and then stopped it so I could start turning it. Either way, it doesn't look too bad. I might just scuff out that line so it blends in a little more. So I'm gonna let this guy dry and we'll put some clear coat on it. All right, so we're back in the shop. Put some clear coat on, let it dry for a few hours, watched a movie with my daughter, actually fell asleep, so I'm back now, back in action. And let's take a look at it. We're actually gonna be comparing it to my test subject. Not bad. So this definitely came out worse than the first one. You can see on this side, the print came out the way it's supposed to, and this side it actually got stretched. But if I'm being honest, like I said earlier, I actually kind of like this finish. The only thing that's really bothering me is this line here, which it's kind of hard to explain how that happened, but basically I dipped this side first and then tried to roll it to cover the other side. And that's just where the paint met the overlap, I guess you can call it. I'm gonna go ahead and take this paint off and see what it looks like with the black contrast. So let's talk about this. All right. So this was the first one. It looks pretty dang good to me. These spots here in the grooves where the paint didn't fully adhere, or actually just didn't reach, I had a feeling that was gonna happen. When I was dipping it, I actually started with that side hoping that it would cover those, but it didn't. You really only notice when you're looking at dead on though. So we have a little bit of the overlap border here, which can easily be scuffed out. And so this one obviously came out better. Of course, the one that I film is the one that doesn't come out right, but you just take away that border and it looks awesome. But the print itself is actually pretty cool, so I might sell these for like 10 bucks each. I don't know, we'll see. Definitely a new skill that I'm going to be honing and, you know, scoping in on. So we'll see where that goes. I'm probably going to buy another film and, I don't know, maybe actually do something bigger, maybe a handguard for an AR. We'll see, but yeah. So a lot of these videos are just me trying new stuff. Maybe pretty soon I might be doing my own videos that aren't related to my classwork. So you guys can see me do something that I'm actually good at. Maybe like reloading, I don't know. But tomorrow's range day and I have about 50 primers left. I'm pretty sure that's the exact number actually. So I'm gonna be whipping out these guys. Some of this, probably use some of my good brass here. That middle one has mostly Lake City brass. So, and I do 124 grain. So if you subscribe, you might see more reloading stuff. It's kind of subject to what YouTube lets me do, but we'll see. And with that being said, stay strapped and stay safe.